Hi everyone, something different today. I'm going to talk about the only kind of watercolor brush that I own, which are these Winsor & Newton Cotman brushes. I've been really intentional about purchasing these specific sizes, and I will come on camera at the end of this video just to talk about the ones that I think are essential for a complete beginner. I've been spending a lot of money on all kinds of different art supplies, so I wanted to just get the most affordable set of brushes that I could and yet still have enough to paint all the things I want to paint with. So yeah, I'll come on and talk about these. I'll also put timestamps for each of these because maybe you just want to see this, round number 10 or something like that. So check below in the description box. I'll also pop that in the comments as well. Okay, so let's have a look at these and we'll get into painting with them because I'm sure that's what you want to see. This is the outlier in that I didn't purchase this separately. It came with this set. You'll see it sits perfectly in there. It's actually kind of a nice little round brush. It's good for use in a pinch. Okay, let's mix up some color and just have a look because I'm sure that's why you're here. And I'm going to try and go, let's see, this is my Canson XL watercolor sketchbook, and also have this Bauhaus Academy watercolor paper pad, which I don't think I'm going to use. I think we're going to do the test in this. I'm going to use the back of one of these pages. Hope you guys don't mind too much. Right, so let's have a look here. Let's start with the rounds because I think that this is what most of us start off buying. One, so I've got the rigger, that's technically a round. Put that in there. 10 is the largest. That's a Filbert. And yeah, okay. So let's go in order of size here. So I'm just going to mix up some Viridian Green with my big one, just for the sake of being quick here. Look at that, my nail polish scratched. Inadvertent painting with nail polish. Okay. Ignore that line. But you know what? I won't start to paint with that one just yet. If you want to know what any of these things are, just drop me a note down below in the comments and I'll be sure to answer you. Okay, so let's start with, I guess, the rigger seems like the natural. This is a place to start. This is the 0 Winsor & Newton 333 rigger. Let's get some water going. Now, I am a beginner watercolorist, so don't be mean in the comments. Really nice. Does what it's supposed to do, which is help you draw a straighter line than you would be able to do with just a regular round brush with a shorter bristle. This is the one by Winsor & Newton, 111 round. Hopefully this is focusing well. The way I've set up here to film, I can't really tell. This is the one. I'm using about a 45-degree hold. And if you want to see a thin line, I'll do it thin. So there we are. That's the rigger. Sorry, the number 1 round. That's the smallest round that I own, which is great for detail work. Moving up, here's the 4. This is a size I use a lot. So I'll start with that 45-degree hold. Oh my gosh, I think it's starting to rain on me, everybody. Oh, I didn't pick up enough paint. Okay. Apologies. So I'm using the back of this Canson XL paper. And the back is not quite as good. It's pretty good, but it's not as good as the front, I find. So again, this is the 4 round. I'll do a more upright hold to get a thin line. Here we are. This thing that I'm wiping off here, I mean, I have a little bit of paper towel here, but this is a dishcloth. You can buy like a pack of 10 for about $10 where I am, and it's just as good as the paper towel and lasts a lot longer, obviously. It's reusable, definitely. This is the 6. This is another really handy size. So obviously these ones are not very juicy. They don't hold or pick up that much water, but they're good when you're doing smaller and more detailed work. So here's the 6 in a 45-degree hold approximately. Can that be? Did I get these wrong? Interesting. I need to make more. It's because I think I kind of ran out of paint there. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, that's better. There we are, so we can see that that's thicker. And let's see the line we can get with the 6. I think you could get it even thinner than that, but gives you a good idea. So now let's go up to the biggest one I own, which is the 10. I don't like to paint in a size larger than a 10. I know many people do, but I don't know what to say. I paint pretty small, and that's probably why as well. Get that nice and juicy loaded up. This one holds a lot of water. Obviously, it's got the biggest belly out of them all. Let's do a 45-degree hold. Sorry guys, I know that's not very dark. Let's try again. I'm just gonna go back over. There we are. You can see it a lot better now. Okay. I know I'm making all kinds of technique. Don't come at me for the technique. I know I'm making all kinds of technique mistakes as I'm just fixating on getting these lines down for you guys. And here we are using the point. The point is actually just as good as you would expect because it's comes to a nice point. It's just as good as the other ones, really. Very versatile brush. And very juicy, holds a lot of water. Look at that. Which of course is to be expected. This is a Filbert. This is the 10mm 668 Filbert. This was one of the first brushes I actually bought because, I don't know, I had heard somewhere that Filberts are amazing for botanicals, and they are, but if it's a money constraint and it's between this and like a 10 round brush, I would say to get the 10 round brush. Well, I'd say the 10 is actually the closest to it. You'll see. The great thing, of course, about the Filbert is it has that beautiful rounded tip that you can't really get if you really want to start with curved action. You kind of have to pencil that in with a round. You have to paint that in with a round brush. I don't know if that's making any sense. Okay, once again, too light. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Let's try it again. What I'm really trying to give you guys a view of is how thick the lines are and what the lines, well, really just how thick the lines are. So you see the 10 and the Filbert are very similar. You don't have to buy both, I don't think, unless you want to. Filbert also makes a nice eraser brush, I found, like when you want to get rid of something. I don't know what it is about this one, if it's just the quality of the bristles or the shape of it. It's good to erase things. I just dropped some water. Oh boy. Another good one. And this is the 10mm Winsor 666. No, by Cotman. Okay, this one I don't use as much. I don't use the sort of squared off edge as much, but many people love this look. I saw someone do skies with just strokes, and I thought it looked so good. Is it dark enough? Let me get some more color. Sorry guys, we've got massive humidity issues here right now, and I'm having, as you can see, a little bit of trouble with paint and water control. I'm not used to it. So now I'm going to do a line with this. There we are. It does a really nice thin line. Now, just for the heck of it, even though you can't buy this separately, let's try the little Cotman 5 round. Its tip, if you can see, is not as pointed. Juiced up, 45-degree hold. right? And then upright hold. Let's just get a little line. There we are. Okay. So there you have it. This is pretty much what these brushes look like when you use them all. So let's talk about which I think are the essentials. Here I am as promised. If you like this video, this is a new type of content that I've been experimenting with, be sure to like and subscribe. That way I know that when you watch this, you want more of this kind of stuff, which I am happy to make. I've purchased a lot of art supplies lately. Happy to talk you through all the things I've bought, but as promised, I wanted to talk about just the bare essentials that I think you need if you're a beginner watercolorist. You don't want to spend too much money. This stuff can really add up. You know, just brushes alone can be $100 before you've blinked an eye. I try to keep everything quite affordable, sometimes purchasing in sets. But anyhow, that's not what you want to hear. You just want to hear about which are the best brushes to get. If you can only buy 3, I think these are the 3 that you should get, or at least that have been the most useful for me. And I paint birds, I paint botanicals. I mean, you could get the Filbert. This is a useful brush, but I think that if you get this 10 Winsor & Newton Cotman, this is a really good size brush. It's just very versatile. As we saw there, it makes a nice thick brush stroke, and it can make a very thin brush stroke as well. So I think you should get the 10. The 6 is a good kind of in-between size, and I think you need a detail size, and I think for that you should have a 1 as well, unless you're never planning to paint any details, but I don't see that as likely to happen. So I would say these 3 are the best combination to buy, but you can buy some sets. Actually, some of these came in a set. I'm going to try and remember what came together. I think the 1 came with this square one as well. This and this came together, and I'm really trying to remember hard what the other size was. I feel like these 3 came together, and that was pretty good too. I mean, this helps you do a nice wash if you want to do that. But again, if you had to just get 3, I would say just get a larger round brush, just because it holds so much water. This holds hardly any water. You'll have to keep redipping if you want to like wet the background of a painting or something like that. Yeah, so that was an okay set. Saved me a bit of money, probably the equivalent of getting, you know, one of these for free. They're quite affordable. I mean, I live here in Canada, so your prices are higher or lower depending on where you are, but I think this rigger was only $5, maybe in the 4s. This Filbert brush I remember being over $10. I don't know why there's such a price range between them. But again, those 3 that I talked about if you just want the bare basics to get going. All right, hope that was a bit useful. Be sure to leave me a comment if you have any questions about any of these materials. Happy to answer them. See you in the next video.